Good morning, Playa. We're going to Cancun today. It's a city nearby here. It's gonna be about an hour bus ride until then. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what's going on there on the beach. Finally getting out of the sun. It was out in the sun. It was such a hardcore couple of days. I was extremely stressed out with so much client work piled on. I couldn't get anything done because I wasn't really thinking about so much about work in the last couple of days. So now finally that we got some time to come out and film some cool videos. I actually had to even put the videos on pause. The sun is so awesome because there was just no time. So yeah, I'm gonna see you guys later in Cancun. Yes, the bus to Cancun is here. How much protein is in the sandwich?
60%.
60% protein sandwich. We're in Cancun right now. We don't know where to go. Hey guys, it's Amaria here coming at you from a beautiful beach in Cancun, Mexico. Lovely day here, very hot. I'm actually sweating like a little pig right now because it's really hot here. And I decided to shoot a quick video for you guys on a topic that was kind of on my mind lately. And I took a long ride here to this beach and to get to Cancun, and I gave this a lot of thought, and it's related to success. And basically, how do you become successful? But that first part, that first couple of steps, that initial momentum that you're building, that is probably one of the hardest parts, and that's where a lot of people don't get started, is because it's so difficult to get going. It's so difficult to overcome that initial resistance. A lot of people feel very hopeless. They feel that they're stuck in a situation where they can't really do much about that situation, and they hate their life, right? And one funny thing is kind of that chicken and egg problem, right? If you hate your life right now, it's really hard for you to become successful and to start liking your life. So you need to find a way to kind of become okay with what you currently have in order for you to reach your full potential. And that's something I want to talk to you guys a little bit here in this video and share with you a little bit of insight from a really cool article and a couple of videos that I've listened to and watched recently from Tina Silek from Stanford University. And she actually talks about imagination and creativity. And what her hypothesis is, and she has a lot of good material on this, is that the creativity that we need to become successful, the creativity that we need to get great ideas, to execute on them, and to basically move forward, actually come from engagement. So engagement is actually the first part. How do you engage with your current environment, with your current lifestyle, with your current life, whatever you currently have? And a great example that I like to use in this, let's say if we could take someone like Elon Musk or someone like Richard Branson, and if we could just snap our fingers a little bit and they lose all their money. So they're stripped away from their financial wealth, and they're also stripped away from all the skills of business that they built up throughout the years. So they're really like empty completely. They have nothing. And if you could put them in a position of being like a waiter in a restaurant, right? And if you could give them one skill that will allow them to become more successful, that one skill that will allow them to build up that success again, maybe not in what they're doing right now, but in general, they would be able to achieve great financial success and kind of achieve that freedom. So what would that skill be? And I gave that a lot of thought, and kind of my thought experiment ended up in a result is that it really would come down from how engaged they would be in this situation, because I'm imagining that they would be 100% engaged, right? They would start seeing patterns. As a waiter in a restaurant, you can be just a waiter and kind of with blinders on. You could just go day by day. Days go by, you're kind of waiting for your shift to end. You're just collecting money, you're delivering food, and it's all fine. You know, you just get through the routine and it's done, right? You could do that, and the days go by very fast, and your life just goes by very, very fast. But what if you would do something that is just engaging with your environment that you currently have? How would you behave if you were 100% engaged as a waiter, right? You would start seeing patterns. You would start seeing customer service patterns, like what are people responding to the most, what people like the most, how do they respond to certain compliments, how do they respond to certain questions, right? So you'd be able to engage with people, and you'd be able to build that reputation. You'll be able to actually achieve mastery as someone who is a customer service expert. That's a great skill to have. I mean, that is a future-proof skill. At least in the next hundreds of years, that would be a very useful skill to have. You know, customer service, customer support, that's a great skill. Secondly, you could see what trends are in terms of like culinary trends. What do people order at what time of the day, at what time of the week, what type of people, and what kind of based on their personal preference, how you can correlate that with how many tips they leave, how you can find patterns, how they behave with among their peers, how people behave. You can learn social skills, you can learn body language, you can learn a little bit of acting. You know, if you try to act something that is outside of your personality while you're a waiter in a restaurant, you have your opportunity to, people always coming in, coming out, you have an opportunity to take on some personality traits and try that out. You also have an opportunity to actually meet all those successful people that, I mean, at least a couple of people a month will come in there that are very, very successful. So you have a chance to connect with them and learn from them. And this is something that I don't see a lot of people exploit. They don't exploit, quote unquote, their current situation. And it's kind of similar to, which this whole kind of thought process reminded me of, let's say, I think a guy and he just started learning about macros, calories, and counting and all of that. And I would often get a question in an email is, oh man, I have to hit 150 grams of protein a day and I have no idea what to eat. Imagine that. That's kind of like a typical question that you would get, you know, I don't know what to eat. And the same person that sent this email probably went into at least a dozen shops that week that had an abundance of protein sources in there that said on the nutrition label right there staring at you, but you weren't engaged with your environment. You weren't engaged while you were shopping for food. You weren't engaged with just simply having that computer in front of you and typing into Google and saying, well, where can I get my protein from? If you type into Google, Google tells you. But it all starts from engagement. And that engagement actually sparks imagination, creativity, because a lot of creativity, I mean, it has to have some kind of raw material for that creativity to come in. And think about making great decisions in your life. Think about making decisions based on what's here. And if you're not observant from your environment, if you're not observing your environment, how can you get the right data to make that decision the right decision? Is by being engaged 100% with your environment, you're actually gathering data. And as a little scientist, you know, taking that scientific mindset, you're getting data that will help you make better decisions. But a lot of people will just pass through their life and they will not be engaged at all. It's gonna be a kind of a victim mindset, typically complaining about their current situation, never seeing the true potential. Because whatever your job is right now, whatever your situation is right now, I know a lot of people watching this video, I mean, and including myself in several stages of my life, if someone asked me how were you doing, I mean, I would often say, man, I'm not happy right with my current thing. You know, something happened at work or something happened here or there. I'm not really happy with what I've accomplished, but that is not the truth, really. It's that I haven't taken the maximum I could out of that current situation. I haven't exhausted, I'm not able to see the full potential that I can get out of that situation. So taking back that waiter example, it's same as going to the office, you know, doing a 9 to 5. I could do a 9 to 5 and I could just waste my time, just do what is necessary, do exactly what is in the job description, or I can engage with everybody. I can become friends with everybody. I can become friends with the clients of the company. I can learn how my boss behaves, or whoever is in the corporate structure above you. You can see what their traits are, what their skills are. You can see how successful people behave in this situation. You can see how a company structure works. You can learn a framework of a business that probably generates some form of income. And all of these things are available to you, but we often don't see them because we're just blinded by being stuck in our head, constantly trying to think our way out of a problem that can literally be solved just by being more engaged with the situation. It's similarly going to the gym all the time and you're like not making gains. Well, a lot of that stems from the fact that you're not really observing what's happening in the gym in the first place. Why aren't you making strength gains? What is happening? Is your technique not as good? You know, do you need to record yourself a couple of times? Do you need to find a coach who can help you out with that? You know, there's a lot of options, and I think people don't often see these options because they miss the big idea that life will be happening around you, and if you're just stuck in your head and just waiting for that moment to happen, you're actually missing on a big portion of it, while just those lessons are just passing by, you're not learning anything from them. And that's just a quick lesson here about success that I want to share with you guys, and this is something that is a little bit related to my recent experience with robbery in Mexico, where I wasn't necessarily engaged with what was happening a lot. I was stuck in my head for a lot of time because I was just thinking, oh shit, I mean, how am I gonna make videos? How am I gonna do this or that? I mean, I was really paralyzed because I was stuck in my head. I didn't engage with the situation, and only until I've engaged with it, I could see all the lessons, I could become more creative, because now that limitation of equipment led me to be more creative, right? When you have a restraint, you become more creative, you start becoming more imaginative, you can see how you can do good videos even without fancy equipment, without expensive stuff, and that it will still be good enough and you can still produce and add value and help people, because now you're actually seeing all those opportunities happen. So just a quick message here to share with you guys, and having a really good time here on the beach. I actually just arrived, looking forward to spending some time and thinking about some cool stuff that I want to do in the future and publish on the YouTube channel. I'm thinking about more of day in a lifestyle vlogs and things like that, so I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm gonna be leaving some of those things as ideas, and I'm gonna be thinking about that. So let me know in the comments below what you think as well about the power of being fully engaged. I'm gonna leave some resources for you guys in the description below, some good credits to all these great people who are doing research on this. And as usual, make sure to hit that subscribe button below to support this channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. So if I'm gonna dive, this is as deep as I can go. Yes, this is like the level. If I go any deeper, I just dive for nothing.